52 episodes, and I still haven't learned how to intro these things. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to an all-new episode of Full Circus. My name is Tristan Sartoris, and per usual, I'm so happy to have you guys here with me today. Guys, what is up? Hope you guys are having a beautiful weekend. Hope you guys are doing things. Hope you're doing things, right? I don't know what that may encompass in your life or what you may be up to, but I hope you're doing things. It doesn't have to be productive. I just hope you're doing things. I hope you're up to something and having fun and doing it with a smile. I hope you're watching this podcast. I hope this is one of the things that you are doing and I'm bringing you some sort of joy or some sort of comfort in whatever is going on with the other things that you may or not be doing. But anyways, welcome back. We're here, guys. 52 freaking episodes. We've made 52. Next week is our official 1 year anniversary, so we'll get to that later. But officially, it is 52 weeks. 52 weeks in a year, 52 episodes, which means every week of the year you can count on this podcast. We have a year guarantee of insurability of showing that we keep our word and that we make these episodes on time. And it also shows that, you can go a whole year without really learning how to start a podcast, how to really transition into your topics of conversational wisdom that you want to sail upon. I've done this a few times. I keep trying to get into these beautiful waters of conversation. I'm just not conversing in the proper way. I've got my big sailboat and I'm hoisting the thing and I'm turning the thing and I'm just not going places. I keep doing wait, frick, what was I talking about? What did I say? Restart. We're only 30 seconds in, but we'll keep doing it. And hopefully this isn't one of those times because I think we're just going to sail anyway, regardless of the wind, what's going on with the waters. Maybe it's water splashing off. Maybe people are yelling at us. Maybe we're scared. Maybe we don't know how to sail a boat in the first place. But we're going to do it regardless, right? It's going to be like Tommy Boy, where he's out in the waters, and it's just nothing's happening, no wind. Need a little wind here. Need a little wind here. So we're just going to start sailing, guys, regardless, wherever this podcast takes us, wherever the tracks of train of thought will really belong in this podcast. Mr. V. We will continue on in that direction. But what is going on with you guys? Again, I'm extending that gesture just so you know that I take an interest in you because I genuinely do. And by doing so, let's start talking about what's going on with me, man. It's been another week, another big of the hustle and grind, dude. Hustle and grind. As you know, I started a new job, this new sales job. It's another week of sales. It's just about as interesting as it sounds. Life as a salesman. How cool is it? Not very. But you know what? That's just something I had to do. I sold out, man. I'm a corporate shill now. I got incorporated with this business because I wanted the money, right? Stacks and rags and bags. I wanted to get that bank and honestly, I'll tell you what, I'm regretting it. I'm only about 6 days in and I'm thinking, how long am I really going to do this? For real. And I know I've probably sold you a policy and you're like, and maybe you've seen this, maybe, hopefully not. But if you do and you're like, wait a minute. So he started literally yesterday. What, was I born yesterday? What, did I just start? What, I just get licensed yesterday? Yes. So not only did he start day one, but then he sold me something. And now he might be quitting? You said you were going to be my agent for life. Guys, look, I will take care of you regardless. I will say I will be your friend as a whole. But, I don't know what's going to happen. I'll be real. I'm just saying that my heart just isn't as much as I thought it was. I tried to sell out, guys. I tried to be a sellout. I said, hey, I want to get the money and stuff like that. But I'm just realizing that maybe my heart's not in it as much as I thought my heart would be in it. But it's just sales. It's just sales. I should have known, dude. Why did I think that was going to be fun? Hey, do you want to be a salesman? You want to just freaking knock on these doors and go talk to people and say, hey, what's up? I like to say some stuff. It's just as corny and cheesy and as fun as it sounds. So I don't know what's going to happen there, but I'm saying I don't know what's going to happen, but if you're reading between the lines, or even just if you're reading the lines in general, you don't have to read between the lines of what I'm trying to say. I'm going to quit. I'm not going to be doing it for long. Let's just be honest here. Hey, let's read between the lines. No, read the text, read the font, read the cover of the book. It's saying we're done. That's just the way it is. And I don't advise quitting, but, if your heart's not in it, I will say this to you. If maybe you're in a similar situation, you're thinking, hey, man, I just don't know if I can do this. My heart's not in it. I don't got the soul, the passion, the drive for this. But no matter how much money or flexibility or something that it's offering you, if you do not feel it is right in your soul, I'm telling you right now. Okay, maybe you don't have anyone else in your ear saying you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do this. You should let go. I'm saying it's okay. It's okay to go somewhere else, find where you belong. But yeah, it's been pretty interesting regardless. I do have a couple stories I do want to share because these are probably going to be one of our last stories we have. This has been a very short chapter. You open this thing up like, wow, he's starting the sales job. Next episode, wow, he started the sales job. Episode 3, he's stopping the sales job? Yeah, sorry. I don't know what to tell you. We'll see how it goes. But again, read anything. Yeah, the interesting stories. What's going on with that? What was happening? And, I've been incorporated into the business. They really put me into the team. It's a big team building. It's a nice following. It's a good group of people, really. And they do these things. So they do these nicknames, right? They have where you're like officially inducted into their group, right? Freaking, hey, you get a nickname. One of us. And it's really camaraderie type of thing. And and nicknames and interesting thoughts. This is what interesting thoughts is going to be. It's going to be about nicknames. Still don't have the freaking jingle on my phone, so I keep pulling my phone out like I'm going to sing it to you through my phone, but I'm not. I'm going to acapella this thing for like the 8th week in a row. Skip the details and the plot. These are my interesting thoughts. That was Ninja Turtles, but it's okay. So interesting thoughts. I was talking about these nicknames with these people. I see everyone's got their nicknames. They're inducted. They're really ingrained into the society of sales culture. And I was thinking about nicknames. What are nicknames? Why do we have nicknames? And I started doing some research, right? I was doing the theory of nicknames. And you're like, why is this so deep? Why is he going into this? Because that's how interesting thoughts work. I think how I want to think, and then when I think about it, I say I thought about it. And I'll tell you what I thought. So I was doing some research into the theory of nicknames, and people were saying these deep psychological effects. And I was like, I understand this. I'm not just reading between the lines. I'm reading all the lines because, like I said, I took psychology in college. I understand these things, and even though it was one class, I understand. I was so good at it that I really got it all in. So anyways, I'm reading this thing, right? These articles, these pages, people are like, okay, well, so nicknames, it's a thing. It's almost a way in society that we impose our will. It's a social negotiation of power and transaction of political or apolitical terms, and trying to establish a social hierarchy with the people below you or above you, and kind of find a way in control in these ways. And I was like, whoa, I want no part of that. No one will be controlling me, even though, they're your boss isn't tickling. They already have control of you. But I thought, no one's going to be giving me a nickname. No one's going to be having this social negotiation, control, and transaction of other things that they said in this theoretical post. So I thought, no, you're not going to do that. No one's giving me a nickname. I will control what's going to happen with your nickname. And I know you're probably thinking right now what I was thinking. How are you going to control someone giving you a nickname? I'll tell you, okay? You might be thinking, listen, nicknames, they happen. They're organic. They arise out of a certain situation or personality trait, and they're put on you. You have no say in them. Whether you like it or you don't, you get bad nicknames. You get good nicknames, and you just get nicknames. That's how nicknames work. You're familiar with them, and if you haven't had a nickname before, go get one. They're pretty interesting, but unless you don't want someone controlling you, then probably avoid it. But the point is, I was thinking, how am I going to avoid this? How do you do that? I'll tell you. So I started going into these houses, right? And I was like, man, these all people got these nicknames. They're like, hey, man, what's up? Freaking Mike Tyson, this guy's here. And I see them talking. They're like only using their nicknames. They're thinking they're all cool and slick, and they got this little team. So when we got into a conversation about nicknames in the first place, I was like, oh, so what's your nickname? Did you have any nicknames? What were your nicknames as a kid? What did you have nicknames before this? And I threw out this little seed. Bam. Yeah, I had a nickname. People used to call me Hollywood a few times. I got that a few times. No one ever called me Hollywood. But I was planting the seed there, right? I said, yeah, I got a few times. It's like, whatever. Didn't bring it up again. Just let it. Threw the seeds out there. Weeks go by. Now I'm out in the field alone. And we do this thing where we take photos with the people that we have sold to. And before I would take the photo, I would go and grab these shades. And I would say, hey, I'm so sorry. I know this is super goofy and I'm going to look like an absolute douchebag, but there's this running gag that for whatever reason, the people in the sales team, they keep calling me Hollywood. They weren't. So now I'm planting the seeds and I'm pushing the soil over, okay? Pat, pat, pat. I'm getting ready for it. So I'm like, bang. Yeah, they keep calling me Hollywood, whatever. Let's take the photo. Bang. And we post these photos of the people that we have sold to. And they're like, hey, what's with the glasses? So I'm like, yeah, I don't know, but for whatever reason, this lady kept calling me Hollywood. So I put on the glasses. So they keep calling me Hollywood for whatever reason. So I'm now lying, but also I'm tricking. I'm, doing whatever to both sides of the party. No one is calling me Hollywood at all. Not even me and no one from my past or anything. But now I'm planting seeds. I'm putting in the soil. I'm watering it. I'm pushing the brush away, letting the sunbeams come down and begin this plant to shine and grow and bloom and blossom. And I see in the thread, dude. So I'm just having my fun. I'm like, yeah, these people calling me Hollywood. They're not. So I'm like, yeah, I don't know why they keep calling me Hollywood. They're not. No one's calling me Hollywood. All things come together. And I see in the social thread with the bosses, they say, hey, is the nickname Hollywood taken? Yeah, dude. I manifested my own nickname. You can't even think. It's because I took psychology that I'm like, oh, I'm the puppet master. You want a nickname for me? It's the Prince of Persuasion, guys. I'm figuring this out. I'm like, yeah, I'm just like manifesting these people. I'm like, yeah, this is what's gonna happen because no one's gonna control me. No one's gonna give me my own nickname. I manifested and controlled. Talk about a social negotiation of control. People think they're doing what they want to be doing. Think they're naming me. Think they're coming up with this organic and neutral thing. But I'm a step above them. I'm going like, hey, why don't you call him Hollywood? Well, maybe I will. So that's me, Jack. I don't even really care about this sales game or the sales business, but I'll tell you what I do care about. Getting my way, guys. So now you're looking at the official guy who's being called Hollywood by multiple groups of people that never intended on calling me Hollywood in the first place, all because I told them I already was Hollywood. And that just goes to show, man, if you really believe in something, if you really believe that you are called a certain name, eventually people will start calling you name, for better or for worse. But anyways, so that was my theoretical take on nicknames, and that was something that I had to take, foregoing like myself. I had to take a little test experiment, a freaking social experiment to think, hey, will people start calling me Hollywood if I tell them my name's already Hollywood? Or at least act like, oh man, that would be funny. Yeah, people, if my nickname was Hollywood, that would be really crazy because, why? Where did that even come from? Oh, that's from the people. Yeah, of course. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so anyways, my nickname is Hollywood now, and you're looking at Hollywood. That's what we do, guys. So I thought that was really funny. That I'm just kind of like, I'm just playing around, and I know it's like a serious business and a serious, team thing, but I'm just having my fun, guys. Okay? Is that so wrong? The sales job isn't that exciting, so at least I could do is just have fun through these little threads and go, what if I was called Hollywood? Maybe we'll call him Hollywood. So that was a little fun experiment and social story for you. Outside of that, there hasn't been a lot. There's not a lot of action in the sales job. It's a numbers game, right? Like, oh, you do this, you do certain number of things, then you make the sale. They have averages, they have numbers and statistics that, aren't always easy to stay with and stay, persistent and relentless in your pursuit of these sales because the past couple of days, dude, I knocked on 50 plus doors. 50 plus doors. I couldn't count them anymore. So you keep knocking on these doors. Bang, bang, bang. Nothing, dude. And you're thinking, hey, minor inconvenience. Oh, well, right? You have all these leads. And you do this thing, right? When something keeps happening, you kind of have this little twist in your brain that says, it's not that bad. It's not that bad because, dude, don't be mad. Don't be upset because of this. At least you have this. At least there's the fact that, because these leads weren't burnt, I technically wasn't rejected yet. I can always come back to these people. So I'm having this little thing like, oh, it's not that bad. If anything, this is a positive. Great. Perfect. So you have this little brick, this block that will hold and shield you against this adversity, man. And then all of a sudden it keeps happening 50 plus times. This block begins to dwindle, begins to thin. And all of a sudden there's a crack. This stuff begins to shine through. All this adversity begins to hit you, and all of a sudden now it's an inconvenience. I'm knocking on these doors, bang, 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 nothing. Bang, 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 it's not that bad. Bang, 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 bang. All right, this is a bit of an inconvenience. Okay, crack. It keeps going. Cracks open a little bit more. Okay, well, that's a little bit annoying. I don't like that much. Keeps happening. You keep thinking this is gonna be the one. Someone will answer a freaking door, right? Now I'm frustrated. Okay, 40 doors in, someone's gotta be home, right? Like, you can only do this for so many hours, 18 hours straight combined with these 2 days. Bang, bang, bang. I'm here, right? I'm frustrated. We went from it's not that bad to inconvenience to annoyed to frustrated, and now I'm okay? You know how many doors I learned? Listen, how many licks does it take to get to a center of a toiletry pop? How many doors does it take to reach my rage inside of me, okay? I like to think I'm a pretty patient person. I like to think I'm pretty easygoing. I'm pretty laid back. I'm chilled. I'm a happy camper. But now I know that if I knock on over 50 doors for almost 20 hours straight and nobody answers me, then I'm mad, okay? Then I'm upset. That's where I know where I'm just like, yeah! Dude, and you have to drive home like that. So at the end of the workday, nobody answered. I have no progress. It's a numbers game. Of course, if you knock on this many doors, something's going to happen. It's not. So now I'm knocking on all these doors. I'm upset, and now I'm like, it's quitting time. We're going home, and you're just gripping the steering wheel. And it's just like at the end of Breaking Bad, it's just, yeah! You're marinating in this anger, and you get home and you're just like, you know what, I'm quitting. That's what it is. And now I'm stopped. Sometimes even no matter what your nickname is, if you're Hollywood, you still get beaten down by these people that don't even answer, which is so funny that you're getting upset by the fact that nothing happened. It's like, I feel like I would be better off just getting rejected 50 times. Because I have nothing to go off. There's no result. It's an empty bracket. It's an asterisk. I need an L or a W. I'm not getting either. And now I got to go back to all these houses that I just spent. Oh, glad I just drove 12 minutes to just nothing. I'm standing in the rain waiting. Hey, hello. Hey, nothing. So I was angry and I was fuming, and that's just the nature of the game, dude. And that's how I know that it's not for me, because I can't take that. That's the one thing you learn very quickly about yourself, is that maybe you can go more than 50 knocks without an answer. Maybe you can go 70, 80, 100, or so on. I can't. 50 knocks and I'm through. I'm done. So that's kind of the story. Actually, I did have one person that answered out of the 50. It was kind of towards the end there. And we have this little card, right? You have your lead. It's kind of your ace in the hole, your freaking ace up the sleeve, a trick. It's your Uno reverse card, your ultimate trump card. When these people give them the rebuttal, saying, hey, no, I don't need that. Hey, I'm not interested. You have this thing with their signature on it that you kind of flip it over and say, actually, you did apply for this, right? I have this. I'm keeping it ready. I'm talking to this guy. I'm thinking, hey, this is going well. He's got everything, and I'm going to be able to, get somewhere here. And he's like, yeah, no, I don't really need it. I don't remember what you're talking about. I'm like, okay, check this out. They showed me. I learned this back in the training school where I'm about to pull out your signature. It's about to rock your world, dude. Flip. Is this your card? Is this your signature here? Guy looks at me. He looks at the card. This is the thing they showed me to do. This is your ultimate clapback. No, that's not my signature. What? This is me stacking up my freaking blocks of Jenga that I'm thinking I'm about to make this sale, that I've got the tricks, okay? I'm the freaking Prince of Persuasion. I'm Hollywood. Hollywood doesn't fail on the sale, okay? He's got it all together. I think I got this guy right where I want him. This is your signature, right? You did apply for this. So I'm just here to help you. That's not my signature. What? That's not my signature. What do you... Are you sure? Maybe you're not looking at it like this. Let's turn it around and keep looking at it, and maybe you just need a better view. No, I think I'd remember. Don't recognize it. This is your name, right? This is your address. You applied for this. You got the check. You said you got nothing. Nothing's ringing a bell. And now I look even more like some sort of scam artist, because I'm like convincing him, saying, hey, trust me, you need it, but don't worry, I've got the check from something in your bank account, and I think I got your signature. But it's like, wait, that's not your signature, and now you don't even recognize it, so now it looks like I'm just trying to fool around. I'm like, okay, I give up. I can't do this anymore. So just to go on top of all the anger I already had, I look like an idiot trying to use a trick that I was given. It doesn't work. So that's what I'm tapping out. I tap out, and I get back in my car, and I start to drive away. Some other truck is pulling into the driveway as I'm leaving. Big gun people, right? Their whole freaking house is, welcome to the gun range. They got guns upon guns upon guns. Big pickup truck filled with guns. Big guy, huge beard, long hair. And I drive out, and all of a sudden I see this truck back out fast. I'm like, oh my gosh, he must have forgot something. Oh well. So I'm taking a left turn. I go, me just driving. I'm angry. This sucks. I hate this. I don't like this at all. Don't cry. I'm driving, and all of a sudden, this truck starts flooring behind me. Like, wait a minute. Where is he going? So I'm like getting ready to pull off to the side so he can fly past me. But then he pushes up right on my bumper, like trying to knock me off the road, pushing into my car. I'm like, whoa, what's going on back there? And I'm getting worried. So I'm like, okay, we got to pull over to the side. I got to talk to this guy. And I'm kind of angry. So, usually I'm in a position where I'm ready to, you should never pull in with the intention to fight or scrap or any kind of, hey, what's going on? What's the deal? You shouldn't do that because people are dangerous. But I was fuming. So I pull over. And this big guy gets out. He's like 6'5", big beard, and he's like walking over. I'm like, "What's going on? What is it? Like, what's up?" He's like, "What were you at? What were you just flying?" I was like, "Are you his brother from the guy I just left?" Mark He's like, "Oh, what?" I'm like, "Yeah, okay. My name is Tristan Sartoris. I'm with North American Senior Benefits. Your benefits, these things, blah blah blah." He's like, "Oh," and he was cross-eyed too. So he's like, "Oh, well, I saw you leaving the house really quick, and I thought maybe you stole something or whatever." And I'm like, "I'm over here. You've seen the, And I was like, "He had these guns. I didn't know what was gonna happen, but I knew I was mad. Didn't know I didn't have time for this." And so I was almost, destroyed for trying to show someone his own signature. And I don't even know what the point of the story is, but this guy was hunting. He was hunting, fishing, enjoying. I don't know what this guy wanted. But I didn't want any part of it, and so I was like, no, I was there, I was helping him. He didn't recognize signature. I didn't make the sale. I've knocked on 50 doors, Jack. 50 doors. Go back home, and don't cross your eyes. So I was not having it, and where is this at? Okay. So I wasn't having it, and he quickly calmed down as soon as I got the badge. The thing that I was just said I was licensed yesterday. I had the thing, official kit up. He's like, "Oh, I didn't understand you didn't have a license on your car or whatever." Like, blah, 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 blah. I was like, "No, everything's cool. It's just there to see if I could help out. It's cool." And he's like, "Okay, all right, cool." I'm like, "What the frick is he like? Where am I?" Okay, nobody's home, and the one person that does has a psycho that just chases someone down for 2 miles. What's going on? So anyways, that's kind of how the sales job is, man. And it's worth a lot of money. There's a lot of opportunity in venue, and it's pretty lucrative and pretty great. But, sometimes you just got to know when your heart's not in it. And I know that my heart's not in it. I know that right now. And how inspirational am I, dude? How freaking inspirational am I that it's like I'm leaving millions on the bus. I'm saying, no, I got to follow my soul. I got to follow my heart. And that's just a lesson, dude. Sometimes, obviously, I wasn't making any money. I was just knocking on doors. So I'm not really leaving much behind. But I'm leaving it behind regardless. And maybe you can take some sort of lesson out of that again to say, you know what? It's okay to follow your dreams, guys. You can do it. You can do anything you want. You have the power. You're competent. You're able. You're good. You guys are great. I'm complimenting you. And I don't compliment people often, ever. It's very rare that I compliment people out in the open, because you just don't know, dude. Also, another one of these things, dude. Compliments for me just don't go well when I'm complimenting random strangers, right? With this kind of sales thing, here's another thing I learned: never guess someone's age. Never. You're thinking, duh. Don't ever guess, especially a lady. Do not ever guess a lady's age. But here's where my thought was: I'm gonna undershoot them by 15, 20 years, because who doesn't like that? It's going to make them feel like, oh, you just made my day, right? You're 75. I'm saying, hey, what are you, 50, 51 or so, 52? And they go, oh, man, that makes me feel great. So I'm trying to be complimentary. Don't do that, okay? Because I'll tell you why. I was selling this lady who was about 75, and I was like, oh, he must be, like, how old are you? Sorry I have to ask this, but you're looking like 53? And she's like, I'm 51. Frick. So I was just like, come on. I tried so hard to breathe it smooth and just give some little smile just to make them feel a little bit better, and somehow that backfires on me? Are you serious? So I was like, hey, I'm out. So be careful with that. I don't like complimenting. It's not because I don't want to compliment people. It's just because it just doesn't work out a lot of times. I'll say, like, hey, nice shoes or whatever. Like, no, they're not. I don't like it. What are you talking about? You don't like his shoes? And you're like, no. Okay. Actually, you know what? It was just about a week ago. I was in the grocery store. And sometimes people just don't like to be complimented in general either. I saw some guy with a skateboard, and, I like to skateboard. I've talked about this on the podcast as well. And I saw this guy with a skateboard, like, hey, one of us. And I'm like, hey, dude, nice board. And he's like this. Oh. okay. And he ran away, dude. He ran away from me. I was in a grocery store. I scared him out of getting his own groceries. Yeah, I was checking out. And I was like, hey, man, it's a nice board. And he got so scared and terrified that now not only did my compliment not get received, but now he's skittish and scared, and I'm left wondering for the rest of the day why. I know it wasn't something I did, but what is he up to? These are answers that I will never get. Okay, so now my brain is forever scrambled thinking, what is the skateboard guy up to? That he got so scared when someone said, nice board. Did he steal the board? Did he think that I knew whose board it was? Like, what is so terrifying? How is that an appropriate action? Like, imagine you skateboarded and I came in and you say, hey, that's a nice board. What could be possibly going on in your life that involves this board that you get so terrified that you go, oh, okay. And you don't even say thanks, and you just run. I mean, he had to have stolen the board. It was all scraped up, though. It wasn't like he just stole the board from the store. But I'm just left wondering, man. So that's just the thing is, man, I love to make people feel good, but compliments isn't the way. That's why I turned to comedy, because you can try and make someone feel better with a joke, but if you really try to brighten their lives up and say, hey, you look great. Hey, you look 20 years younger than you are. That's a nice board. That's a nice smile. People don't like that. It usually backfires, at least for me, dude. I'm just super unlucky with it, so I don't do it anymore. So if you're wondering, hey, I got my hair nice today, I'm looking great, wearing my nicest clothes, why didn't Tristan say anything? That's why. So I'll tell you a joke, but I won't tell you look nice. I won't tell you that this looks good. I won't tell you you're doing that right. I won't tell you good job, because it's going to backfire. So that's something I got to work on, dude. I got to work on maybe the way I compliment people. Maybe I just got to stop doing it altogether. But yeah. So maybe it's just skateboarders and seniors. They just don't receive them well, because that's really the only demographic that I have tried to compliment. I should really just try and go for a more average and normal person. But yeah, it's just what it is. Anyways, guys, this has been Full Circus, dude. It has been episode 52. Next week is the 1-year anniversary, dude. It might not be a holiday, but it is for us, so you better believe we're going all out, whatever that means. And all out to me really just means we're going to try and have a balloon in here. I don't know if we can even fit a balloon, but we're going to try and have a balloon, because balloons are festive. And I want to celebrate, excuse me, I just had a cold cut combo. I want to celebrate in the proper way, because this has been a ride, dude. It has been a freaking journey going through this podcast with you, and I'll talk about that on the next one, of the ups and downs and the things that we learned or haven't learned, mostly haven't, and we'll go through that together. But I do want to say right now that I'm very grateful, and I thank you guys for sticking with me for 52 freaking episodes. We're closer to 100 than we have at 0. Okay, that's a lot of episodes, and I do appreciate you guys sticking with me on this journey. Hopefully, we've brought a lot of laughs, a lot of jokes, and we haven't made you feel skittish or scared in any way, because I know that I have complimented you a few times through this, and I want to make sure that I'm not crossing any lines. So with that being said, this has been Full Circus, episode 52. I will see you in the next episode, and we will have a great time. Thanks so much to see you. Peace. And if someone knocks on your door, for the love of God, answer it, okay? Because it might just be someone who was chased down by a cross-eyed individual looking for a sign of hope. And if they don't get it, they will drive home very, very angry. So, you listen to me here. If you hear that doorbell or someone knocks, please answer it. Okay, see you soon.